Brad TMZ, we have got, how could we not open with this? I mean, this has been all the rage going on over the last week. We've got the CEO of Astronomer and the head of his HR department. Here it is. We already know they're at the Coldplay concert.
Uh-oh. Come on, you're okay?
Caught red-handed. Yeah, better duck down.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And then I love the guy behind. Yeah!
And
then that other woman over there that knew. She sat there and knew that they were destroying their marriages and did nothing. So both of those two are married. Have I know he has children. I don't know if she does. And so now she's the head of HR at his company, and this just backs up what I've been saying for years now. And it's going to launch our new merch, which is the Abolish HR mug. We need to get rid of HR. It is a scourge on our society. And the best way to do it is to buy the Abolish HR mug. If you hit me up on the Caleb Salvatore, or That Space with Caleb Salvatore Facebook page or the group, I'll get it to you early, pre-sale. Otherwise, we'll have it up on the website soon. And then we'll promote the hell out of it because we might as well capitalize on this. But I think Coldplay's loving this. Coldplay's loving this because this is the most relevant they've been in decades now. Everyone's talking about Coldplay. And now these people are threatening to sue Coldplay. And it's not Coldplay's fault you're a degenerate. Coldplay didn't make you stick your car in another garage. That's your own fault. You know, they're talking about, is it ethical? This is the debate I've seen online. Invigorating stuff here. Is it ethical to do those couples cams or kiss cams or whatever they're called at concerts and sporting events? That's how you know our society has just gone off a cliff in terms of morality, right? And I'm not a prude. I'm not Mr. Moral Police here, but we do need to have some basic boundaries and decency set. We're questioning whether or not it's ethical to do the kiss cam at sporting events and concerts, but not whether or not it's ethical to get caught fondling someone other than your wife or husband at these concerts and sporting events. Hey, it may not be ethical to run these kiss cams because we could catch someone doing something really unethical. The best part about this is if they both just would have played it off and they didn't react the way they did, nothing would have happened. No one would have cared. Both of their spouses probably wouldn't have found out about it. And we all would have went on about our lives. But now, it's all over the news. Everyone's making Coldplay jokes. There's baseball teams I saw are doing like Coldplay cams, and they'll have people duck down and say, it's a good time. Right? And they've done this to themselves. They've become a meme. And here's the thing. I do find it a little bit ghoulish the way people are talking about this. Because, yes, they're both dirtbags that, I mean, God forbid, I mean, don't even think about that company, how it was being run. If the head of HR is sleeping with the CEO, what's going on if you go to report something that wouldn't be in the company's interest? They're going to get together and during some pillow talk and conspire how to get rid of you? I mean, these are all questions we got to ask. But I do think it's a little ghoulish to look at these marriages collapsing and these families collapsing as some form of entertainment. It's one thing to make a comment about it, but the way just people have obsessed and latched onto this, you forget there's victims on the other end of this. She's got a husband who no one's talking about, right? No, you notice how no one's shaming her for being an adulterer? It's only the man who's getting shamed. You notice how that woman right there had that on the side, had that awkward look on her face because she knew she was in on the cover up, right? That's how it works. It's a two-way. It's not a two-way street. Women, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, will actively help their friends cover up their affairs. Men, I mean, at the absolute worst, men will go, not my business, but they're not going to help their buddies. We're not going to lie for our friends. You know, and best case scenario, we'll sit them down and be like, you need to talk to your wife or I will. Like that's how men operate, but it's totally different with women, and I don't understand it. Not all women, of course. Relax. But it's ghoulish to celebrate this. You're watching people get, I mean, You've turned the actual destruction of this guy's wife and kids and her husband's lives into a reality TV show. By the way, his wife, way hotter than the HR lady. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The HR lady was butt ugly. It's gross. Here's the other thing. When we talk about victims, because there are victims there. Everyone always talks about victimless crime this, victimless crime that. And I have some sympathy toward that argument. But if you want to talk about victims, are that guy's wife and kids and her husband not victims? I mean, don't you think it's a little... When we talk about victims, let's say there's a guy who... the ice cream man's going down the street. Stay away, pedophile. But let's say there's a guy who gets busted for smoking pot in his apartment. He lives by himself. He goes out on the front porch, lights up a joint, or at his house, whatever. Lives by himself, goes out on the porch, smokes a joint. Neighbor sees it, doesn't like it. Police come. They give that guy a ticket. Doesn't it seem a little bit odd that that guy gets the ticket, even though he didn't hurt anybody? Or even, let's say you're sitting at your house, you don't have any kids, your wife's not home, whatever. Let's say you walk out to your front porch and just do a bump of cocaine right on the porch, right off the railing. Somebody sees it, calls the police, they come and arrest you. Who did you hurt? I'm not saying you should do bumps of coke off your railing, but who did you hurt? Now, let's compare it to this guy. He's got a wife and what, 2, 3 kids? There's like 4 victims right there. You could make the argument here that committing adultery when you have a wife and children at home should have a more significant legal punishment than doing a bump of cocaine off your railing on your front porch. I'm not saying that's a policy I'd advocate for, but I always used to say, I separate my religious and political views, which I still do in some cases, but I don't want to see a guy get arrested for cheating on his wife. And somebody told me, don't you think it's a little odd that you can ticket a guy for jaywalking, but there's no punishment for cheating on your wife when you got, a woman and kids at home? Which is a great point. There's victims there. Because that's the libertarian argument. It's always, it's a victimless crime, right? This is not a victimless crime. You got 3 or 4 right there. That's all I'm saying. Also, how do people have affairs? How do they have the time for it? It just sounds so exhausting. I mean, just leading an entire secret, my own life on its own exhausts me. How do people have the time to lead these secret lives where they're hiding finances, they have to come up with alibis for where they were, they have to convince people to lie for them or that they didn't see what... It all sounds so exhausting. I can barely keep up with one woman in my life. I can't imagine 2. Or you see these guys that have, not just an affair, but they've got an entire secret family. They're paying 2 mortgages and they're bouncing between the houses. I can't imagine. It stresses me out to have more than one dynasty on college football 26 going at a time. I can't imagine 2 families. That's insane. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.